Welcome back to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're honored to be joined by our good friend, Jim McMahon. He's the Senior Vice President and CFO with ARS Rescue Rooter. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm doing great, Jeremy. It's getting hot in Tennessee, so I'm a very happy guy right now.
Absolutely. This is prime season for you all for sure. One, thank you for being a longtime charter partner with cityCURRENT. I've had the honor to work with you and your team for a long, long time. Amazing company, amazing team. Give us a little context because you do work in both Memphis and in Nashville, Memphis being your headquarters city, but you're nationwide. So give us a little bit of perspective for your company.
Yeah, we do heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services all throughout the country. We're the nation's largest residential heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company. We're in 24 states, 70 locations, proud to serve Tennessee. Memphis is our corporate hometown, and we own a business here that's known locally as Conway Services. And in Nashville, proud to be in Nashville as well. We've been in Nashville even longer, and our business in Nashville is ARS Rescue Rooter. So again, happy to serve all the residential customers that we have and a lot of employees in both locations we're very proud of.
And talk about overall, is it over 7,000 employees?
It's over 7,000 employees. If you add the employees for our Memphis, Nashville, and our corporate headquarters, which is based in Memphis, we're probably just right around 400 employees in total in Tennessee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Talk about, as you mentioned, this being prime season, but when you look at the seasonality right now, focusing on air conditioning and making sure that the preventative maintenance, but making sure that the systems are running effectively and obviously for replacement as well. And then you get into the winter months and making sure that the heaters in those systems are working. So walk us through kind of the prime seasons for you and your team.
Well, that's a good point, Jeremy. In the spring is a good time to get your systems cleaned and checked. We start getting into the time right now where systems really get taxed. Memphis has had and Nashville's had some storms go through in the last week or so. A lot of power surges, really tough on air conditioning systems, particularly older air conditioning systems. And so this is a good time if you're having those type of issues. It's still early in the summer. Call us out, get it checked, figure out what's going on, because if you're having those type of problems, the Murphy's Law always applies. It's on the hottest day that your system goes out. It's when everybody in the industry is so busy. And we really do a good job of trying to get to you the day of and trying to respond to your call right away. We're staffed to be able to do that. But again, being preventative early on in the season is always better than, the day it happens. So we're ready to address that as much as we can and be active that way.
I know one of the things that people often don't realize is that to maintain your warranty, you do need to make sure that you're getting the proper maintenance. And so that is a critical piece of maintaining not just the integrity, but also just your home warranties.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a system, an HVAC system is one of the most, expensive items that you have in your home. Replacement of an HVAC system can run, depending on the size and the unit, can run anywhere from about $8,000 to $12,000 for a unit. There's a pretty wide range. So, taking care of that and maintaining that is really critically important. And it's not hard to do. It's not something that you'd ever ask the CFO to go do because I would mess it up. But our technicians are definitely skilled and able to do that. They're licensed, they're insured, they're background checked, they're sharp people, and they do a great job.
Talk about carrying that forward to everything that's going on with COVID-19. I know that you and your team have put in a number of steps to make sure that on both sides, your employees are protected, and then obviously the homeowners as well. And so for a long time, really forever, you've all done a lot of things kind of outside of the norm in terms of wearing the booties. And so in other words, really going a step above and beyond to make sure that everything is protected. But now you're taking a step further with the temperature checks and even wearing a little green badge that says I've been checked. So talk about some of the things you're doing now with COVID-19 a little different.
No, that's great. And I think that, again, I think in our industry that distinguishes us. We would be, we're more on the white glove side. We're trying to take care of the customer and take care of our employees. The safety of our customers, the safety of our employees is the most important thing. So, before we come out to your home even today, we're doing up to 3 calls. When you call for a service, we're asking, has anybody in the home had any symptoms of COVID-19? We want to make sure that we understand what we might be walking into and We have to be very careful with what our technicians are walking into. When we confirm the call, we're saying that and verifying that. When we, right before, as we say that our technician is on the way, we ask the question again. When the technicians come, a lot of the steps, like you said, Jeremy, we did all the time, which is really, because second nature to us, it's the way we do business. So when you call our service tech out, they're going to come to your door. They're going to put on foot protectors before they ever walk in your home. Hopefully they're supposed to, and they do take a step back so they're not in your face when you open the door. You should be very comfortable seeing who our person is and being relaxed. You're giving us the courtesy of walking into your home, and that's particularly now with everything that's going on. It was a big deal before. It's even a bigger deal today. So as we walk in, they're going to have a mask, which they normally would have had, but now they definitely have a mask to be able to put on as they walk into your home. They've got protective gloves, and they have disinfectant with them. And it's like a trail of disinfectant we're going to throw around your house. So wherever they're touching, they're trying to make sure they disinfect. Our rule is to leave it just like if we were doing service in your home, if we were replacing a water heater, replacing a unit, we were going through your home, to leave your home as clean or cleaner than when we came to the home. And today that's even more important. But for homeowners, that's become so important and so critical. If we're going to come in and talk to you about a sales process, that it's already amazing you let people into your home to do that. Okay, that's part of the agreement we have as we come to a customer's home. But now we understand kind of that the rules, the stakes are a little bigger for people, and we want to make sure that we treat that appropriately. And our customer satisfaction scores throughout this process since March have gone off the charts, because again, they were good before, but now people realize the impact of what we're doing and they're thankful for it. So I think our business model has been kind of, it's gratifying to see that in a tough time, people do understand we're trying to do the right thing. And we're seeing that in our overall results, and we're seeing that in the responses of customer satisfaction across the country.
One of the things to me that makes you really all special is you mentioned do the right thing, and you do the right thing all the time, especially regarding your philanthropic efforts. You all are extremely giving and generous when it comes to your support of nonprofits. Talk about that in terms of your corporate culture of really being community minded.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think it's probably one of the things as an officer of the company I'm proudest of. Our individual branches do so many local things in the community. On a combined basis, we're one of the prime sponsors of St. Jude across the board. So we take donations, across the board. We ask for donations, we accumulate donations. We gave out, I think, close to $450,000 last year across the business to St. Jude. We try to do a lot of it quietly because I think in the community, I think doing it in the community works to our benefit, and people understand that we're part of the community, and that's really critical and important. But we had a couple really unique things this year that I think are very helpful. We did a program called ARS Cares, and what we basically did is we went out and solicited to first responders, and we went to hospitals and locations and said, tell us somebody they're going above and beyond the call right now during this time, and how can we donate a system to them? We'll donate an air conditioning system if they need that, or we'll donate a hot water heater if they need that. We're not asking for, it's not a need-based thing. It's really, it's kind of trying to find out who deserves it the most, who's helping the most, and to say thank you in our communities. We're doing that across our branches. So this week we're doing the installation. We have 50 branches that kind of got participated and got responses with over 400 applications. We're doing all those installations this week, no charge to those folks to say thank you. In addition, we put in for the month of May, we put in a first responders discount, where our normal discounts, we have some normal discounts. We put an extended discount that only applied to first responders. And we were pretty liberal, but we wanted to make sure it was firefighter, police, hospital, nurses, doctors, anybody that was trying to help during the pandemic. That went like gangbusters. And it cost us close to $1 million to put that discount in place. It's the right thing to do. We know that we'll get that back in referrals. We'll get that back in thank yous across the board. We've got valued customers that'll use us again and again. That's the kind of thing that we do that I think you, Jeremy, and we've been charter partners with cityCURRENT in Memphis. When you said, let's go to Nashville and what can we do in Nashville, we jumped on with you day one. I think we were the first ones. We care a lot about the community, and our people are just unbelievable. We don't have, our business is people. It's all the people that we have, all our technicians, all our branch personnel, and that it really shows.
Well, even going back to day one and being a part of something right from the start, that's also the same storyline with Tim Tebow and his foundation and Night to Shine.
Yeah, that's a really exciting thing. We got involved. We bought a business in Jacksonville, Florida in the early days. And the owner of the business was kind of the second dad to Tim Tebow, because Tim's parents are both missionaries in the Philippines quite a bit. When Tim was just still in high school and going up, we've known him since basically high school to Florida, and been really involved with him and his family and his foundation. We sponsor his golf tournament. We've been one of the chief sponsors of his golf tournament every year, which is a lot of fun for our employees, and a great fundraiser for his foundation. But the really exciting thing is the Night to Shine, which gets involved in communities all over the world. I think it was over 500 plus churches this year. It's incredible, where they basically hold a prom for adults and older kids that are disadvantaged. And just to be able to have a prom for them, they walk the red carpet. You know, they get a crown put on their head. They're dancing. They're in a disco doing karaoke, which is pretty hysterical. All that to make them feel special. And even at the same time, the parents, you know, people forget about it. If you have a special needs child or adult, it's a long-term commitment and a full-time job. Just to get the chance to get away while they're being safely taken care of for fun for a night with someone watching them and feeling really special. At the same time, you can be, you know, 5 minutes away upstairs having a nice quiet dinner, the two of you, which you probably never really get much chance to have. Those are the kind of things that we've been able to do. And it's, you know, I mean, we're very proud of our people. That's one of the things that across the board, I'm glad you brought it up. A lot of our people, branch by branch by branch, we participate overall with churches in the Mid-South and all through the country. And our people do it every year. And you get a lot more back than, you know, than what you give. I mean, it's just an amazing event.
Well, your team is always out there serving physically. And I think it's not just the financial giving, like you mentioned, it's the physical service, and that transforms you as an individual, but also your community. Moving forward on the business side, talk about some of the unique resources and technology. I'm thinking, you know, you are an exclusive vendor for Nest. You have a great partnership with them. There's a lot of really cool features there that are tie-in to make everything kind of seamless and integrate technology. Then there's also humidifiers and all sorts of technology that you're bringing into the home that's really cool as well. So talk about some of the new latest and greatest, if you will, for the home.
I will, but I won't talk about humidifiers right now because we need dehumidifiers. We have those. We'll put in the humidifiers in the fall and the winter. How's that? It's humid enough outside right now. But we partnered with Nest about 6 years ago, and we are the largest HVAC and plumbing player that sells Nest products. So every location in the U.S., including Memphis and Nashville, we're certified Nest Pro to be able to install any of the Nest products and the service products in the home. So that includes things like the doorbell, the Nest Hello, so connected through your Nest device. It includes the starting point, kind of the home base is the Nest thermostat. So the e-learning thermostat is really the hub. Everything kind of works around, and there's an app for that that's really simple on your phone. So again, I think people are pretty familiar with that, being able to control a lot of people today are at home and you know, having the ability to have a learning thermostat that knows your home, treats it differently than if you were away. So not having to manually set that all the time and being able to be the most efficient you can be. When we start to go back to work, as companies are starting to do, being able to adjust that and save money on your energy cost, it's a big deal. And then all the suite of products that go with that. There's the Nest Protect, which is the smoke alarm, and it's pretty unique that it's also hooked up and connected with the Nest system, so you can control that. And really, the important things, just the way the technologies work together is really slick, because the Nest Protect, if it notices that you've got a smoke issue in your home and a normal smoke alarm goes off, the Nest Protect immediately communicates with the thermostat to you, but it also communicates to the air conditioning unit and shuts it off. So one of the things you want to make sure is if you've got a problem, you're not circulating air through the house, having the fire move throughout the house rapidly. Gives you a little more control, a little more safety in the home. And then Nest has really pioneered a lot of the cameras with the Google cameras all through the house, really slick. So the security of Nest and Google connected, all the lighting, all the number of products today that can be monitored and utilized by your Nest device, it's absolutely incredible. But it really starts with that simple Nest thermostat. And we made the decision about 3 years ago to basically say for any installation we do, unless the system couldn't support it, we were going to put a Nest thermostat in. More cost to us, better for the consumer. So
you mentioned lighting, and it's a little different, but talk about the lighting that you all are able to use to clean and kind of wipe out germs.
Well, no one likes germs, Jeremy, and particularly now, right? So we've got different features and different things we can do. We can do duct cleaning in your market. So we're able to go in and, again, a lot of homes, if you have an older home, it probably hasn't been duct cleaned in years or never. I mean, in a lot of accumulation in the ducts that's there. If you're feeling, got a little cough or anything else, you're not feeling well, with everybody being concerned of what does that mean right now? Cleaning your ductwork out gives you a little more peace of mind that the air you're breathing is a little cleaner. We have UV lights that we can install. And those UV lights can kill a lot of the microbial issues that you have. We don't claim it cures COVID or anything like that, but it does a really nice job in being able to address the normal flow in the filter and clean the air so what you breathe. And if you're going to be home all the time, it's a nice investment. So, and we also sell now today a simple product called an air scrubber. And really what that does is, in addition to the UV lights, really takes all the air that's coming in through your filter and makes sure it cleanses it and cleans it. So kind of the combination of those products fit best for your home can really make a big difference in your indoor air quality.
I know you mentioned obviously the timing's not right for the summer, but as it gets a little cooler and drier, I think it's pretty neat that there are home humidifiers. So unlike a small humidifier, this is something that goes throughout the home. Talk about that.
Well, in the wintertime, I mean, it's the exact opposite of what you'd need in the summer. In the summertime, when it's humid, you want a dehumidifier to draw the air, draw the warm air out of the home and draw the humidity out of the home. In the wintertime, you want to add humidity. So an April air humidifier, or included in the home, helps keep the humidity level balanced. What that does, it is really important. If you see a home, sometimes you'll walk in the home and you'll see paint cracked on the top of the walls or different things. A lot of times that's because there is too much, it's too dry in the wintertime. That's the natural air that you have outside that you're bringing inside. But if you're not controlling that and modifying it, just like you run air conditioning in the summer or heat in the winter, if you're not controlling that, you will see that cracking in your paint. So it's, again, the cost of doing that in your home. It's more comfortable. You'll feel the difference. You will feel the difference, but also it helps protect the investment you have in your home. Painting's expensive, and your house looks better. So just the combination of those products, really do a good job of making sure that you maintain your home's your largest investment generally, and maintaining that investment and doing a good job with it is pretty important to everybody.
See, I'm learning so much on this. What's something that you, for being on your end, CFO, Senior Vice President, especially, looking at it from a whole, the corporate perspective, what's something that you've learned going through the COVID-19 pandemic and seeing how your team has shifted and the philanthropic piece, the heart still being able to help the first responders? So there's been a lot of cool pivots, but what have you learned in this process?
Well, I mean, I think one thing, we're in a business, our business is really a little bit resilient. We're technically in a recession now as well. So, I mean, throw a pandemic and a recession together, not good. But on our business, we're holding our own on the top line and we're growing on the bottom line. So hats off to it's an incredible effort of 7,000 plus people making that happen. I think our our tenure for employees helps us tremendously. We hire people and we care about people. We're not easy to work for because we have strict guidelines and we go through background checks. But the fact that the people stay with us and stick with us, we're being rewarded by their tenure right now. And that's really helping in this environment. I think the people, if every business, I think you got to be really straight with your employees. We're very straight with our employees. We listen, we're not perfect. We are so far from perfect, but we do a good job listening. And I think that's being rewarded as well. Again, the tenure of people right now, our turnover rates for employees are at the lowest levels they've been probably since we've been with the company. in the middle of all the craziness. And I think that's a thank you to us to say, we trust you guys. We want to work for you guys. The environment's a little rough right now. We trust that you're the right place to be. That's what we always wanted. And that really, I think that solidifies and helps us. I think again, maybe the last thing is we trust the value of our employees. I mean, it's pretty scary when you think about, offices like our office in Memphis here with 150 plus people in the corporate office. I'm here today, but there's probably 10 of us here. There's 140 people working remotely, and they're doing a beautiful job. They're champs. In the field, all the meetings we had, all the way we coordinate with our technicians, the way they come to your home, letting people take their trucks home, letting them start their first start from home, trusting them that they're going to do all the right things. We're seeing that trust rewarded tenfold. So I just think all of that is really important. And then technology, our technology has helped us be able to do this, and maybe has taught us that certain of our functions and our jobs can maybe actually be done better in an offline setting. And so that provides employment opportunities for others in a whole different way that we can look at differently. So I think it's just a time for businesses to look at things creatively. I'll give you one other example. Just sitting talking to some of our plumbing people the other day, somebody brought up a really unique on the commercial side that we do some commercial work too as well. About 10% of our plumbing revenue is commercial. And one of our employees there said, maybe a little bit more, and one of our employees said, why aren't we right now talking a little bit more on the young sales reps? Why aren't we talking more about a lot of the touchless faucets and all the touchless products in a lot of our environments? And just that one simple comment, which of course is so basic and simple, who didn't think of it? Well, we didn't. She did. She brought it up to us and said, here's an idea. We've been selling that like crazy all of a sudden because, again, it's a solution to a current problem that's different. So just trusting your employees, listening to your employees, being able to put faith in them. Really, I mean, it's been returned tenfold to us. So we're in a really, we're proud of where we are right now. We wouldn't wish a pandemic on us or anybody else, but we know that we're all getting through it together and working together in the right way to make this happen.
One other thing that I just want to bring up, I think that is an important storyline too, is your support of veterans and hiring veterans. I think that's another thing that really is unique with you all, is just your passion and support for veterans. Share just a little bit of that side.
Well, thanks, Jeremy. That's another one. I mean, we got involved with the veterans group here in Memphis, and we've been very involved with them, supporting their needs. There's a veterans home here in Memphis that has about 150 veterans that live there. They're in all different levels of transition. Some of them are going to be there for a couple months to kind of get their act together and just get their life together and be comfortable with the outside environment. Some of them aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to be there for a while. But we help support them, and we're one of our members is on the board and very involved there trying to make their life better. Think of what they've done for us. I mean, it's incredible, the things we all talk about and take for granted. We've also worked with the unique program. One of our partners, we do a lot of work with Home Depot. And one of our partners with Home Depot is they have a large initiative to go forward to hire and train veterans coming back to be able to have skills that can be used. Our jobs, I mean, if you want to be an HVAC technician or if you want to be a plumber, these are jobs that maybe, in the past might have been frowned upon, but the average age of the people in those jobs, for a plumber is about 57. There's huge opportunities in the future. We're going to need more skilled people in this workforce, and the ability to bring veterans into that program and train them. We're taking them from Home Depot, from their training. I think it's at Fort Bragg where they're doing the training. We're taking them as quickly as we can and bringing them into ARS. So we're hiring as many as we possibly can, and it's working great. So again, we would say we're involved in veterans groups all throughout the country in many different ways, but that's kind of a couple examples. And we support our people in their efforts to do that, and we'd support any other companies that are trying to do that as well. It's a great idea.
Absolutely love it. So where do we go to learn more? Talk about website, social media, phone number. Where would you direct us to go?
You want to make sure you go to ars.com. All right. And again, you can find our brand names as well, Conway and Memphis and all the different brand names locally. If you go to Memphis, you go to our jingle number. It's 384-3511, 901. If you're in Nashville, easy to remember too, 615-255-2111. And again, we are happy to service you. And this is the time of year, again, we call this Christmas right now. This is our Christmas retail season, our Hanukkah season. This is at Kwanzaa. It's all at once. It's fantastic. It's the time that we're so busy in our holiday season, but this is the time that we, really our Our capacity is pushed as hard as it can be, but we're still there to try to get to you in the same day whenever we can. If we have to push it a day or two, we will work with you to get that done, and you will be comfortable that we'll be able to schedule it for you. Very excited to do that for all of our customers.
Well, we know you and your team are busy, so we appreciate the time. Thank you, Jim, for all you and your team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.